everybody, and welcome to a totally not ripping off neatcoffee.com Wayhomer review of DragonCon 2013. Well, where to start? This year was a little different. We lost what we've been calling the dance of the hotels due to so many people wanting to stay, and with football people, because there is this happens during the same time they have the Chick-fil-A kickoff ball. Hotels are at a premium, and I think last year also didn't help that our favorite hotel, which is the Hyatt, did a thing because they had another convention coming in, like literally as DragonCon is checking out, this other convention is checking in. So they gave people an option to, if they took an early check off, an early check out, an early check out, you could get an early room reservation, and they did it for like 300 people. So right off the bat, when it came time to get rooms, 300 had already been taken out of the system. So we lost the dance, or the dash, the mad fucking apocalyptic, this is the last gas ever fight for hotel rooms. And we ended up staying basically roughly, I think if they show the map, it says 3 or 4 blocks from the hotel, but I think that's a straight line. And if you've ever walked through Atlanta, there are no straight lines, especially once you get off the beaten path.
And it doesn't help that there was all kinds of construction.
Yes. We ended up staying at the Holiday Inn Express on Cone Street.
Great hotel. Had a wonderful time.
Okay.
Did I take the words out of your mouth again?
Says the bunny.
Yes.
I do have some problems with the hotel. Nothing that the hotel itself could really do. It's an older hotel. It's built in the middle of downtown. So it's very small. It didn't help that we had 6 people in the room. But we're talking elevators that, if at the most you could fit 4 people in. If you have luggage, you could get 2. But that's not really their problem. It's a small hotel, and it's a trek. Other than that, the hotel staff, bent over backwards, were probably some of the nicest hotel staff I've dealt with.
They seemed just as excited about the con as we did.
Yes,
so.
They were taking pictures of people in costume. They took pictures of Javendor and Camel Monkey, who were 2 of our roommates, as they were getting Javendor ready for, he was doing a treasure troll. And so they were fixing his hair to spike up straight up, and they were taking pictures of them spray painting it green outside and put it up on their Facebook. They were stopping costume people and taking pictures of them and putting them on their Facebook. And I mean, we liked it enough to where we suggested, we have a friend who is a dealer.
Yep.
And she doesn't want to spend a premium for a host hotel if she can get a hotel that's basically at the back door of the Amerimart.
Which this pretty much is.
And so I think she may be staying there.
Yeah, this is much better for her.
So this year, as I said, you said Amerimart. Why would they worry about the Amerimart? Well, it seems this year DragonCon did some expanding. DragonCon's footprint has gotten pretty big. They needed room to stretch. So now the dealers and exhibit halls are now in what is known as the Amerimart, also used to be known as the World Congress Center. It is the convention center of Atlanta. In fact, DragonCon spent about 2 or 3 years there back at the end of the 90s. much as people talk about it, DragonCon would lose its appeal, I think, that if they put it into a convention center a la a Comic-Con. But having it there, I will admit right now, we did not touch most of the dealer's room. It is 2 floors, it is spread out, and oh my God, could you get lost in there.
Yeah, but I kind of see that as a good thing.
No, I think it's a good thing. I think there were a lot of vendors that you couldn't, like, we went to Steve Jackson Games, which is there every year, and they have a booth. That's like a combined booth. Yeah, Steve Jackson Games and something Cthulhu.
Yeah,
which is their books and stuff. And you could actually walk around the table and look at stuff. There was a company that does motorcycle outfits based on superhero outfits. The Dark Knight suit, the new Superman suit, Zod suit. They had
the red jacket from
Smallville. And I'd never seen them before. There were a lot of booths that got to spread out, I think, a little bit more. And I think it's nice, and it's literally across the street from the Hyatt, and also has a habit trail into the Westin. It's not a bad. I overall thought it was a good move. I think next year we need to spend a little more time exploring.
Yep.
To get the full blown, because it was overwhelming because the first floor is like, oh, okay, it's not bad. Then
you get to the second floor.
Yeah, you go upstairs and it's like, what the fuck?
My first thought was, when did we import the floor from San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah. It looks like the dealer's floor from San Diego Comic-Con. It is that big. And the thing is there's enough to where if they really wanted to bring in, like if Marvel and DC and stuff like that wanted an open booth, they could probably take the third floor if they wanted to.
Maybe, yeah.
Because there's at least 3-4 floors to it. We're not even taking a portion of, and it's huge.
Yeah.
And I tend to notice that Friday and Sunday didn't seem so bad, especially walking through the Marriott.
Uh-huh.
So what they've done now is, since they took away the dealer's room and the exhibit hall, or the exhibit halls, and it opened up floor space. They moved Walk of Fame. See, they got a little bit more room in the Walk of Fame. It opened the other, what was the exhibit hall, opened that one up to another ballroom they could use for guests. And you opened up the big ballroom, the bigger ballroom at the Hilton, which they split up and used for guests. Which made it a little easier to get into some places. Gave you a lot more variety of stuff that was going on. So I like what they've done there. I think my biggest complaint, though, is Saturday. Saturday is parade day. It also seems to be the big day that people just come for a day. And it gets extremely hard to move around. We decided to skip the parade. We have seen the parade from a balcony view for the last 4 years. Didn't really want to deal with the crowd. All we really wanted to do was go to the Marriott. We were going to go to the Walk of Fame. This is one of the things people have said. If you don't want to watch the parade, and that tends to be the best time to either get into a big panel or go to the Walk of Fame or the dealer's room. Is during the parade, because then you don't have to deal with shit. It was a nightmare because we decided that we could use MARTA to cross the street, because it goes underneath the street, because MARTA, the Peachtree Center station, is in several places all over this area of Peachtree Street. And you could literally go across the street, underneath the street. But just to get to the MARTA station, you needed a machete and a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking real lightsaber, not the wonderful sabers they sell at ultrasabers.com. Free plug.
Yes.
The other thing I've learned is I don't know if I'm going to do a big costume on Saturday anymore. Unless I have something that's a lot cooler. I absolutely adore our Jedi outfits. Alicia did a wonderful job with our Jedi costumes.
Yeah, but it was so hot and so humid.
And so crowded.
That they got uncomfortable at a certain point.
Saw some great panels. Got to see Warehouse 13 speak again, which was really kind of bittersweet because I believe I want to say CCH Pounder and Eddie came straight from shooting. At least Eddie did. Eddie McClintock, who plays Pete on Warehouse 13, literally came from the last day of shooting on Friday. Someone put up on Facebook, damn it, Eddie, you're gonna make all of us cry now.
Yep.
We got to see George Takei.
Yes, we did.
Takei. I'm trying to get good about that.
I remember someone saying that you remember how to say it because it rhymes with gay.
Okay, Takei.
I think it was him that said that.
Yeah, because it's okay to be Takei. That was kind of mind-blowing because he talked about Trek, but he showed his activist side. And that was kind of interesting. Because he didn't seem preachy about it. It was more he wanted to give information. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I can respect that.
Yeah. And I was interested in everything he had to say because he's a great speaker.
Yes. I think those were the only really big ones we went to. Oh, no, Fraggle Rock. Oh, but I'll let you speak on Fraggle Rock. Go ahead and speak on
Fraggle Rock. I should probably turn the camera on myself.
Yes.
I'm going to lose my shot. Okay, people. So, Fraggle Rock. This year was the 30th anniversary, if I believe.
Yep, 30th anniversary.
30th anniversary. They opened up the panel with a video. Basically, someone did a home video on the very last day of shooting Fraggle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And someone took the video and cobbled together, and I believe they were calling it "You Can't Leave the Magic."
Can't leave the magic, yes.
Yeah. And the part that got me crying, and here I am tearing up again just thinking about it, was they included
Your friends always say goodbye.
Yeah, the song "Your Friends Always Say Goodbye."
Your friends always
say goodbye. And I cried through most of the panel.
Me too.
Some of it being...
during that song. I did.
Yeah, because it was kind of bittersweet. Like I said to Bill, I turned to him at one point and I went, I forgot just how happy the Fraggles made me as a kid. And, see, look at me, I'm tearing up right now, thinking about it, because it was such a sweet, sweet panel. They had the puppeteers and voices for Red and Moki, and one of the creators, who happens to be married to the puppeteer for Moki. That was interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, that got to be an interesting line in there. Because
the line was that he based the character of Moki on his sister. And it's like, wait, Moki's your sister? And then the woman who is doing it turns Moki over to talk to Red and says, it's also his wife.
That was hilarious. Everyone cracked up. But yeah, it's made me. I got an Amazon card for my birthday. Guess what I'm gonna go buy? I need Fraggle Rock DVDs. These need to come into my home because I felt so happy.
Well, honestly, I think that's Henson in a nutshell. Henson makes you happy.
Henson does. There's just, I go back and I watch movies like The Dark Crystal, Labyrinth. I go back and rewatch things like Fraggle Rock, and it makes me feel like a kid again, and it makes me happy. It gives me a good, strong, happy.
Yes.
So.
Oh, one other thing I have learned: battery packs. Phones will drain very quickly, especially when you don't have access to a room on a regular basis. I can't say, hey, let's break, I need to go back to the room and charge up, because it takes you 20 minutes to get back to your room. Maybe not that long, but
pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah.
Some of us were hobbled this year.
Yes, that was another bad thing. Miss Bunny here blew out her heels, basically 2 really bad blisters on
both feet on Thursday.
Although the kitty got a blister in her taint.
Yeah, that was, I didn't want to laugh, but
I think she was kind of laughing herself.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well,
pause for now.
Yeah. We'll be back in a second. We have dinner. We have lunch, whatever to eat. Okay. Go.
All right. So we're back. Did our annual, what we do every end of DragonCons, we hit the varsity. One last little hurrah meal type thing. But do a little more about con. Was one thing I heard, but okay. I don't know. Well, should I bring it up? Okay, yeah, I will. And it's something I hope, maybe, I don't know where to put it. Not real sure. We went to the Takai panel. We got to talking to the people in handicap services, because with Alicia's knees and hip, she kind of needs, can't stand for long periods of time. That was everything shifting. So we we're sitting there talking, and it seems that the security personnel, which is volunteer, I'll give them that, and not like it was a cop or anything, told some people that their minions, because basically a handicapped person usually gets at least one person to help them around. Because a lot of times you'll have like a guide person for someone who can't see, someone who's in a wheelchair, who needs to get pushed around, and they can't get things taken care of. You have to have that person to tell that person to sit down when they've been standing too long.
Shut up.
Well, he basically told them that, oh, no, your minion is supposed to be marked. Well, we've been doing this now for 3 years with that, and at no point did I have a sticker on mine.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of that comes down to, you know, a handicapped person may have multiple minions, and it's like, this one's going to this panel with them, and that one's, so it's just easier not to mark them. You just know, handicapped services person gets one person to go in with them.
Yeah, to help them out.
Right.
But I know that kind of happens. So,
I mean, that happened with me. You were my minion most of the weekend.
Right.
But, like, for the kilt blowers, Lamanda was mine.
Right.
You know, since you and Aaron were both going and getting, blown. You know, my sister went in with me. And that way we got good seats to watch the two of you get blown.
Right. So, I think sometimes the people who do security mean well, but they don't act well. I guess is the best way to say it. But the only thing you can change is just kind of tell people.
Yeah.
Not in a bitchy way. Don't bitch.
No, not in a bitchy way. Just be like,
this is what's happened. Maybe we should do something like that. Maybe we should put a minion sticker or helper or something along that lines on there so people know, oh, that person is there for that person.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it would. I think it would help. So,
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean.
Oh, we did do something I hadn't done at this con, at DragonCon.
Oh yeah.
We went to go see. We have our friend and former Kinky and the Geek co-host and studio audience, Phantom Bear, Phantom V48, also known as Bear, is a member of he's a member of the performing troupe for the Atlanta Radio Theater Company. And
Artsy.
yeah, they are a local group that still does basically old-time radio plays, audio plays, as they say. And he was performing this year. We didn't see his first one, which was an original piece by one of the people that worked there.
I don't know if he was in that one or not.
I think he may have been.
I'm not sure. I have to double check the thing.
Yeah, the little thing.
I don't want to pull it out right now.
He was the anti-hero, hero of the one they did on Saturday, which was War of the Worlds, an Untold Story, which is basically, they don't, if you want to tell someone about radio plays, especially back in the day and how important they were, one of the easiest ones to ever point to is just point to the 1939 War of the Worlds by Orson Welles. And he, their leader, the dude, the executive producer, I believe is what he said he was, basically said that they don't do it because it's been done very well. Why would we do it? So they decided to take an undertaking of doing something a little different. So they told it from a different point of view. And it was rather interesting, and that was the hero / anti-hero / bad guy, sort of. Yeah. Was portrayed by our friend, Mr. Bear.
Mr. Bear.
Did a wonderful job. And then today we went, as one of our 2 last panels, we went to the Tolkien track, and they were doing an adaptation of The Scouring of the Shire, which was pretty much the last bit of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It was it's the true way Saruman dies in the book. It was teased in the movie. I think they were told that it might happen. They might do it in the movie.
But it didn't make the movie.
It did make the movie. And Joe was one of the company. I think they had 9 people that were doing all the different voices, and it was just really good.
It was a lot of fun to go to that. And, I think we're going to have to go to some other shows and stuff, because I really, really enjoy listening to them.
So overall, a great con.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if we were able to get a host hotel. The walking did kind of sour some of it, but overall, I'd have to, it was a fun con. I wish we could have gotten our friends together a little more. A little more coordination, but con that size, the one bad thing is, and I've heard this, is just, it seems to be a city thing anyway. City cell phone service is kind of shitty, and especially in Atlanta around the con, when you've got 45 to 55,000 people, all geeks, all having some kind of something, or Android this, or Windows Phone that, or laptops and iBooks and I mean all this wonderful stuff.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm going straight.
And why were you signaling?
Because I'm an idiot.
All right.
It just gets kind of hard to contact people. So, yeah, I'll say that. Okay. So, with that, I bring a close this Wayhomer.
DragonCon 2013.
FroliCon. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a next one come. Chattacon. Chattacon's our next
January.
con. January. So, I will end it with this. Be good.
Be good at it.
Bye.
Bye.